So good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Can we start? How many of them are available in the team, this group?
Good evening, sir. It's near to 13 students have selected this subject.
Yeah.
So we can
So
start,
what we
sir.
can do, so is it necessary to wait sometimes until others log in?
Yes, sir. They will join during the session, sir.
All right. So that means can we
Okay, thank
start?
you. Yes, sir. Shall we? Yeah, we can start the session.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. Okay, so today we are going to, I can't remember whether we have done any session or any lecture for this to this program. I can't remember. Is this first lecture?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, you did previous two subject.
Yes.
According to this subject, this is the first lecture
Right.
under the sustainable public procurement.
Okay. Right. Okay, let's start the program. So let me know something about yourself. So you just tell something about your name and where are you working. So whether you are engaged in the procurement management or any supply chain related or logistic management related subject. Yeah, start from voluntarily. Yes, Abdul. Yes. No. Loganathan.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
I am G. Loganathan, working as a Chief Accountant, Department of Health.
Department of Health.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Then anyone else?
Sir, good evening. I'm Mandula Mahabaran. I'm presently working in Sri Lanka Navy, sir.
Sri Lanka?
Navy, sir.
Okay, Sri Lanka Navy. Okay.
Good evening, sir. I'm
Yeah,
Pavitra
good evening.
Gunasekara. I work at Sri Lanka Railways.
Railway. Okay.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Hi,
This
sir.
is Fasil
This is
Rahman.
Yeah.
I'm working as a procurement executive in Qatar.
You are in Qatar. Okay. At the moment, you are in Qatar?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Good evening, Hi, sir. Good evening. This is Siraj.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working as a quantity surveyor also in Qatar.
All right. Good. Right. I think that's so. Yeah, Sanjeeva.
Good evening, sir. I am
Good
Sanjeev
evening.
Ritanayake. I am Deputy Chief Engineer from Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
All right. Okay. So we have very good combination from different organization, from different profession, from different location. Okay, my name is Anura Lokugamage. I'm a retired senior consultant. So I worked for SLIDA so many years. So later, so I have my own consultancy firm. And at the same time, I work as a member of the Procurement Appeal Board. And I am a World Bank trainer, ADB trainer. In addition, I do a lot of program for some other countries, especially in Thailand is one of my famous base, and Timor-Leste, East Timor, Bhutan, like that, some other countries. In addition, I work for some universities, even Open University, Sri Jawadanapura University, and the Moratuwa University, and I do lectures for IESL regarding this subject. Yeah, so then we'll start. Today we are going to talk about especially sustainable public procurement. Sustainable public procurement. When we talk about the sustainable procurement, so I'm very happy to say sustainable procurement policy is developed by myself and another senior officer who retired. Together we develop a green procurement policy in Sri Lanka under the financial assistance of the Ministry of Environment and Switch Asia project. So later I did the green procurement assessment in Sri Lanka under European Union, funded by the European Union. Even this survey was conducted by the Switch Asia project. It is done by myself. So therefore, I always try to focus practical aspect of sustainable procurement and how we can apply the sustainable procurement practices at the moment. What are the available provision and what policy changes happen? What are the changes happen to the procurement guideline regarding these areas? So likewise, this is a very broader subject, but within the available time period. So I would like to focus very important areas in the sustainable procurement practices. So give me 1 minute to share my presentation. The first, I decided to do a introduction about the sustainable procurement system. Sustainable procurement system. So this is something about myself. Before we come to the sustainable procurement, so you should have some idea about the sustainability. So everywhere we are talking about the sustainable development, sustainable consumption, sustainable production, sustainable marketing, sustainable procurement, everything. When we talk about the word, when we take the single word meaning sustainability, so especially procurement point of view or consumption point of view, production point of view, sustainability means what? Sustainable means it's a development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability for future generation to meet their own needs. We know today, the problem today we have is a scarcity. That's why management is necessary, because of the scarcity. So we don't have enough. Demand is higher than the supply. Because of that, we are having a scarcity. Therefore, always we are trying to manage because of this scarcity. When we look at the financial resources, yes, scarcity. Human resources, yes. Physical resources, any other resources, the nature of the resources is scarcity. Therefore, these resources are not for us, only for us. Even there is some other number of unborn generations. So therefore, how we can use available resources or limited resources without interruption, without compromising to the next couple of generations. Therefore, what is necessary, we want to think about reuse practices, how we can reuse again and again. And also, how we can do the recycling system. Very important. Reuse, recycling. Therefore, very important. Today, we cannot apply the linear economic practices. So therefore, what is necessary? Today, we want to talk about the circular economic practices. Circular economic practices means how we can use the resources again and again, how we can use without using the new resources, untapped resources, untouched resources. Those resources belongs to them as well, future generation also. Therefore, sustainable public procurement, sustainable consumption, sustainable productions, always think about the future generation. Therefore, how we can once again redesign our procurement system, our consumption pattern by focusing this issue. As a result of that, now people are talking about the sustainable public procurement or sustainable procurement, whether it is public or private, sustainable procurement. Even construction, sustainable construction. Even production, sustainable production. Even service delivery, sustainable service delivery. That is very important. Because of that, we are having a sustainable public procurement. And also very important, the traditionally what we have done, we had linear economic practices. Linear economic practices, once you use something for a particular purpose, at the end of the lifetime of this particular asset, we are not in a position to use them for some other purpose. Therefore, we say it was a linear economy practices. There we were able to see the traditional procurement system. But in circular economic practices, we will see the sustainable economic practices. Then sustainability, if you can incorporate with the procurement, then it will become a sustainable public procurement. Therefore, public procurement means it's a kind of acquisition of goods or works or service or consultancy or ICT or whatever the product. At best price. When we talk about the at best price, it highly focuses on the economic factor. Because why price? The price is a critical decision factor. What is lowest evaluated price? What is best price for us? Then we take the decision by focusing the price as a critical decision factor. Now today, so we want to think beyond the price. Price is not the one and only criteria to determine what is best and the who is best. So therefore, we want to concern some other factors. Even though price is a little bit higher, if the product is sustainable, then we can give a priority for them as well. Then we want to concern that values also as economic values, with the economic values. Therefore, today we have a sustainable public procurement because of that matter. Then, when we talk about the sustainable public procurement, so we say we want to focus main three areas. We say that three dimension in sustainable public procurement. There are three dimensions. One is economic dimension. So when we talk about the procurement, so even though sometimes green, if we are not in a position to afford that price, even though we know environmental friendly product is very good, socially friendly products are very good, we want to encourage them. But when we compare to the prices, those are too high. Then, so we are not in a position to focus only the social and environment factors, because why? Country like Sri Lanka, we have a very limited budgetary provision. That's why India, even though we talk about the sustainable procurement guideline practices, I have a lot of connection with the Indian procurement expert, especially Indian expert Sanjay Kumar. And we both together do a lot of program in some other countries as well. Even Sanjay told me, still we don't have a sustainable procurement guideline in India. Even Modi said, think about the sustainable procurement practices. Still, we are not in a position to afford that. We would focus because of still we were not able to address the economic issues of the country. So therefore, without knowing, addressing to them, so how we can consider the other factors as so they highly concerned about the economic practices. But some other countries, they highly concerned about some economic practices, social practices, environment. But generally, what I want to say you, in Sri Lanka, up to certain level, we focus green, we focus social factors, but we are also far behind. Therefore, what is necessary? When we take the procurement decision, up to certain level, we must be able to think about the green. We must be able to think about the social factors. Sometimes when we follow this kind of green procurement, sustainable procurement practices, even we don't need regulations. To move to the green, is it necessary to develop circulars? You go for green? No. It's a globally accepted phenomenon. Green is good. No argument. Eco-friendly. Carbon footprint less is very important. Minimum damage to the environment is very important. So therefore, we no need to think about the regulation procedures. Therefore, when you apply the sustainable procurement practices, there are some volunteer applications. Volunteer. Volunteer means no need regulation. There are some countries, even Sri Lanka also, we think, sometime we may need some regulations as well. Because otherwise people are reluctant to apply them without regulation. Our procurement system highly based on the circulars, guidelines, manual, and the acts and cabinet decision and some standard. Therefore, based on number of factors. Therefore, in case of sustainability also, if we are having a kind of guideline, procedures, manuals, green standards, green label, yes, very important. Therefore, to implement the green procurement, sustainable procurement practices in a country, very important. There are some volunteer-based tools are there. Sometime, so we need some regulations as well as volunteer. Then what is necessary? At least voluntarily. When we take the decision, what is necessary? Green thinking, green thinking, green thinking. When you construct the building, if you can go for eco-friendly material, then very good. If you can go for green design, how our design, right, encourage green, improve the green practices. Say then sometime, can we recommend sustainable energy to the design, our construction, sustainable energy. When we design the building, so if we can design the building to use, say, renewable energy, using biogas like that, even your septic tank also can become an energy source. Yes. This is what happened in other countries. Even septic tank also is a resources. It will create some biogas, energy. Even your roof, we design roof to get the maximum performance of the solar. Then we can go for sustainable energy. Then we design by focusing natural ventilation. Then you can minimize your number of fans or AC requirement. When you recommend some AC machine, if you can recommend then inverter system, then minimize. If your design focus wastewater management system and the rainwater harvesting, it's a green, good. If you can recommend LED panels instead of traditional light, so it's green. Therefore, when you recommend the material also, if you can avoid from recommending timber, that means alternative materials to the timber, then we can minimize the cutting the trees. If you can recommend, some other alternative instead of tiles, roofed tile, then we can minimize the, digging soil and the burning of tile and cutting trees. It will create some other hazard to the environment. So likewise, from the design stage until completion stage, can we apply the green practices? Then automatically no need regulation. So therefore, what is necessary? We can incorporate that kind of practices to the procurement system. Without talking about the large-scale environmental friendly procurement formulas. Even health sector, if we can recommend some material, ammonia-free, and also energy-efficient equipment, even health sector. Even radiation low machine, low radiation rate, low radiation rate. So eco-friendly. Even agriculture sector, if we can go for heavy metal free, carbofuran free, yes, it's supposed to, improve the environment. So likewise, what is necessary? There are different industries, construction industry, agriculture industry, tourism industry, like that. So we can apply these practices in day-to-day procurement practices. Even mode of transportation also, eco-friendly transportation mode. Now large-scale companies, I know in Sri Lanka also, now they are using the railway for distribution of some commodities, even companies. Earlier they used hired vehicle. Now they are redesigning their supply chain, even transportation. Even disposal part also. They are thinking new practices. How our disposal process can be, optimize the eco-friendliness. Therefore, no need circulars we can apply. Therefore, eco-friendly practices are very important. At the same time, social practices are also very important. Social values are very important. Those values supposed to improve the society. the maintain the ethically right procurement. Ethically right procurement. That is very important. Even we can introduce, say, in case of a security service, cleaning service, and the manpower company and laundry service like that. So that's why we say the supplier, definitely service provider, want to decide their price based on what? A minimum wage rate based on the Salaries and Ordinance Act, Labor Department rules and regulation. Not only the price. Even by focusing when we get the services also, we highly today concerned about what kind of detergent they are using. So therefore, not like earlier, even today when we call for bids, we ask from the bidder what kind of detergent you are using. So then sometime we ask, we need the chemical composition of your detergent. So therefore you want to get the report from the laboratory report from the ITI. Then they said, this is not the, this is within the recommended ranges. Sometimes some detergents are available. Even sanitary wares also damaged. You never believe some organizations are available. They are using very, very strong detergent. I don't like to highlight the name. Very recently construct the new building complex. Some sensors are not working because of the effect of the what? Detergent. Then at least when you call for bid for janitorial services, do you think, do you recommend, do you ask about the details of detergent? No. Then how we can apply the sustainable procurement? Therefore, sustainable procurement practices can be applied not only for goods, even for the works, even for the service asset. Service asset. That is necessary. Even social factors, as I said. Some labor regulation. Yes. Especially ILO, highly concerned. I do lectures for ILO as well. They are talking about the social procurement. They are highly concerned about when we do the procurement, whether our procurement system protect the right of the poor people. They are laborers. Do they use the child labor? Do they use the child labor? Whether they are paying the minimum wage? Do they contribute to the EPF and ETF? Do they allocate the hazard works to the ladies? Some works are available, really, ladies cannot do that. But some cleaning service, so they ask them to do that. So likewise, what is necessary? If we do not implement this kind of best practices, the service providers sometimes, they do not care. Then if they do not care, they always try to provide the service, getting the people at cheaper rate. Therefore, our procurement system will not protect the right of the poor people. Therefore, this is very important to consider when we do the procurement. This is what social-friendly procurement. That's why leading some companies, they stop procurement of some goods from some countries. I don't like to highlight the name, especially. It's not the blame to the country. Bangladesh like that. Why? They do not care about their laborers also, especially garment industry as well. Sometimes minimum facilities. I think if you can remember, You may remember the incident. I went to see that incident as well. In Dhaka, Rana Plaza building collapsed. How many girls died because of that collapse? Nearly 1,000. Nearly 1,000. And also I went to visit some other factory. There's a huge blast in particular area. I can't remember the chemical plant. Blast in the chemical plant. Right? Environmental protection solutions are very less there. I went to visit that place also. I will tell you the name. I can't remember the place at the moment. Anyway, so therefore, the main buyer of the Rana Plaza, they stop buying from them. Why? Street shop practices. That is we known as street shop. Street shop means there is no place to. I mean, for dining purpose of the girls. So no sufficient sanitary facilities. And also one building, number of huge staff. Space among the workers are very less. And very poorly constructed building, old. Therefore, you are providing goods at low price. How? Without knowing your laborers and their facilities. Therefore, are people highly concerned about them? Even though price is low, the tears of these poor people is available in these clothes. Tears of that poor girls are available in the textile. So therefore, our mind says not to wear such clothes. Earlier, when you purchase a shirt or any textile, you will check the label. First, you will say, what is the polyester percentage? What is the cotton percentage? We say cotton percentage is 60, then polyester percentage is 40. You never believe some countries now they produce as usual, even child labor, 0. That means what? It creates the value to the product. When I look at that, very good, no child labor in this. It is available in the shirt also. Why? There is a value. Therefore, we want to think about such values also when we do the procurement. When we do the procurement. That's why we want to think about 3 dimensions when we take the sustainable procurement decision. Socially friendly, economically friendly, and the eco-friendly. Environment friendly and the eco-friendly, it should be viable. That's why what do you call that? Modi says, still in India, according to the population and like that, because of the situation. So we cannot move to some other sustainable energy except coal and petrol and like that. Therefore, viability also very important. Then social and economic. Then it will create the equitable. And also social and environment. Yes. Society must be bare. Therefore, when we take the procurement decision, very important to think about these triple bottom lines. Considering these factors, if you do your procurement in public sector, then it will become a sustainable public procurement. This is sustainable procurement is because of the number one is sustainable development goals. Sustainable development goals, officially known as transforming our world, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, is a set of 17 global goals, sustainable, with 169 targets. We are having a sustainable goals. To measure the development, at the very beginning stage, we always considered in economics per capita income. When a per capita income is higher in a country, we say developed country. Then later on, we realize that is not the right indicator to develop, to measure the development. It's a one factor. Then develop some other model that is known as goals. It was a Millennium Development Goals. Millennium Development Goals. Then later, we realize even Millennium Development Goals also doesn't focus the real world development. Therefore, what is necessary? No point of developing, consuming the resources allocated for the next couple of generations. That's why in Sri Lanka, what you call that, a Pavala postpaid case, they called for bids to sell the postpaid deposit. Yes, still we are using very limited postpaid at that time. Very limited. It's a huge resources and deposit. We have enough to sell. Then we try to sell deposit as a, entire deposit to some other investor. Then what court says, that means you are going to collect the money, get the money selling entire deposit to another person or another country or to another investor, selling entire deposit. That means what you are doing. Remember, this is not belongs to you or current population, current generation, present generation. This deposit belongs to the unborn generations as well. Therefore, you are doing a very unfair transaction. Unfair transaction. Think about the future. That is what sustainable. That is what sustainable. Therefore, Sustainable Development Goal 70 is always think about the future. Use, but think about the future. Think about the next generation. But today, most of countries, even Sri Lanka, from couple of years, we pay less care about the future generation. Only present generation, only present leaders, they want to enjoy. They do not care about what will happen to the others. What will happen to the unborn children? No. Therefore, sustainable development goals are very important. Then, there are a number of, as I said, 17 sustainable goals. Now let's see one, that is 12. That is 12. The 12 is what? Responsible consumption and production. This responsible production and consumption directly linked with the procurement system. Therefore, when you talk about the sustainable public procurement, Sustainable Development Goal 12 is the most important goal. That goal clearly talk about the sustainable public procurement. 12.7 or 12.5. It clearly says when the government organization do the procurement, they want to pay attention about the sustainable practices in their public procurement. Therefore, what is necessary when we take a decision, very important. SDG 12.5 is very important because why it's talk about the sustainable public procurement. Sustainable public procurement. Since we are a UN member country, since this is the UN agenda, we are bound to follow this SDG 12. No need circulars. Even we had a ministry also, Sustainable Development Ministry. I don't know whether you can remember. Then there are later on, in Sri Lanka, can you remember this ministry? What is the name of this ministry? At that time, some people say, what is the meaning of this ministry portfolio? They ask some foreigners. It was in Sri Lanka, Sustainable Development and Wildlife. It's not match. How this is how happened. Develop ministry portfolio in Sri Lanka. Shame. Sustainable Development and Wildlife. Then I said wildlife also very important. So we highly concerned about the sustainable wildlife also. That is also very important. So then they asked, what is the relationship between this and this? Just for your information. Anyway, we had a ministry also. Now we don't have ministry. But when we take the decision, we talk about the sustainable practices. Therefore, procurement linked with the SDG 12. Then when we talk about the sustainable development, then we want to think about the 5 P's. 5 P's. One is think about the people. Then think about the prosperity. Think about the peace. Think about the partnership. Think about the planet. Planet. That is also very important. Therefore, this is the sustainable development. Goal highly based on these 5 P's. People, prosperity, peace, partnership, planet. Then sustainable procurement linked with the planet. This planet. Remember, this is how sustainable procurement arises. I want to tell you how it's originated. Planet. Then planet will talk about few goals among the 17. Few goals among the 17. Then planet talk about what? SDG 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Among them, SDG 12 highly concerned about what? Procurement. Then SDG 12 point, I'm sorry, it should be 12.7. I told 12.5 by mistake. SDG 12 ensures sustainable consumption and production pattern. Target 12.7, promote public procurement practices that are sustainable in accordance with the national policies and the priorities. Then there was an indicator 1271. Number of countries implementing sustainable public procurement policies and action plan. That is the indicator. Therefore, now most of the organization, especially European Union, I'm working with them as well. So we are having programs in Thailand also. We have a whole group, as I said, one from India. He is an expert in India green procurement, even though green procurement system, sustainable procurement guideline manual are not implemented in India, but the one of the expert is available, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, I can remember. I invited him 2 times to Sri Lanka. He came and he did the wonderful presentation in Sri Lanka regarding the sustainable procurement when I was in Slida. So this is how we have done. Even at the moment we are working together. Then very important SDG 12.7. Then former 8th Secretary, General Secretary of UN Nation. He said, public procurement is a powerful driver development. Public procurement is a powerful driver of development. That means what? There is a relationship between the economic development and the development in the procurement system. Can you understand what I'm saying? Can you understand what I'm saying? What I said? Yes, what I said. There is a, yes, repeat it. There is a, you want to talk? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What I said. So normally, I want to say you, I'm doing academic session. Yes, I'm doing academic session for a number of universities, especially for masters in this subject. What is necessary, very important. When we talk about, this is not like other subject, especially public procurement is a live subject and it should be, it's an application, not like social science or economics. I'm an economist as well, but when we do the economics, teach the economics. Now I'm not teaching economics. So we highly concerned about the theories and other people, so books and like that. Most of the theories, it's a completely just like an academic. But this session really procurement, it's a 30% for 30% theories, other balance, 60% or 70% is application. So therefore, we want to talk with some practical example, how practically can be applied, right? So I think you all are from the public sector or private sector. You are not the really students. You all are employees. You want to incorporate this knowledge to your day-to-day work. So that's why I'm getting some example. And sometime when I get this example, sometime I want to highlight some name of the people, name of the organization. Otherwise, it will not become a, live and true story. So therefore, I'm not going to blame any government or any organization. Sometimes, so when we do these lectures, some people say, okay, they are blamed to that people, that ministry, that organization. No, forget about that. Okay. So what I said, There is a positive relationship between what? Between development in a country and development in a procurement system. If a procurement system is lagging, definitely development also will becoming a lagging. Right? Therefore, when we do the procurement, if you can do the right procurement, on-time procurement, if the procurement system is more powerful in your organization, definitely the development of the organization, development of the country also will improve. Now, when you look at these days, now just I check at the moment how much money allocated for the development expenditure utilized up to now as a percentage. You never believe it is less than 30%. At the moment, less than 30%. Now we have only another 1 month. Can we spend the balance 70%? Exactly cannot. Exactly cannot. Some of the large-scale ministries are available. I check, I don't like to highlight the name of this ministry. Their performance of the development expenditure less than the 10%. I work as a university council member as well in one university. Just I check performance of the capital expenditure less than the 23%. Can they spend the money in next month? So why such a practical issues arise? Because of the delays in public procurement is one reason. Who are responsible for that? Government officers. And some decision. I can't say completely government officers. Even we are also part of the victims. Why such a delays? Because due to number of reasons. Sometimes fear. Sometimes they say less work, less issues, less problem. Very bad mentality. Therefore, very important. That's why I said procurement is a powerful driver tool of development. If the procurements are lagging, delaying, development also will get delayed. Then other one is procurement. That means procurement means finishing money. Then if you finish the money very fast, can we see the development? No. Therefore, procurement highly concerned about what? Effective utilization of public funds. Effective utilization of public funds. Efficient utilization of funds. Economically utilization of public funds. Ethical utilization of public funds. Eco-friendly utilization of public funds. Getting together, we say, if those features are available, then we say that is what we expect from the public procurement. Value for money. Therefore, public procurement is a powerful driver of development. Procurement supposed to encourage to use the funds on time within the given period for meaningful purpose. තේරුමක් ඇති දෙයක් හදන්න. Not just construction. It is a sunk cost. Mega projects, some of the mega projects available in the country, at least we cannot pay the loan installment also, not the loan installment, even interest installment from the project. Project generate nothing. Even today we run the project getting the taxpayers' money. You can say, we spend the money, yes, but nothing happened to the country. Why? There is no effective utilization. There is no efficient utilization. Therefore, to be a tool, what is necessary? Effective utilization, efficient utilization. That through public procurement process, then only you will see the economic development in the country. How much money you spend is not the matter. How fast you spend the money is not the matter. Whether we spend those funds within the given period for meaningful purpose is the matter. That's why Ban Ki-moon said, in addition to providing goods and services a country needs, the act of procurement itself can strengthen the local economies. Local economies means here what? Small industries, regional development, divisional development, not only the urban development. That's why Ban Ki-moon says, balanced development is better than the development. Balanced development, each and everywhere in the country. Not only the particular sector, education sector, even education sector, health sector, tourism sector, agriculture sector in Northeast, in Southern, in Central Province, in Southern Province, in Monaragala, in Colombo. That is what we need. Strength local economies. Support marginalized group. Support marginalized group. And boost local capacity for commerce. This is what we need. This achievement, this requirement we can improve through sustainable public procurement by focusing economic factors, environment factors, and the society level, social level factors as well. Then sustainable procurement. He is the former chairman of UK Sustainable Procurement Task Force, using procurement to support wider social, economic, and environmental objectives in ways that offer the real long-term benefits. Real long-term benefits. That is very important. Just I want to share some quotation developed by world popular people regarding the sustainable procurement. Right? Just for your, information. Forget about this slide. So when we talk about, once again, in detail, give me 1 minute. I want to check whether I'm being updated. I'm sorry, I want to get, give me 1 minute. So I have already updated this presentation today, but unfortunately shared the previous one. Give me 1 minute, right? 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right, give me 1 minute, please. Something went wrong. That's why I check. So there are some new slides. It is not available. That's why I want. Right. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now you want to think about, so this is, I want to share new provisions available in the new procurement guideline 2024. And in that presentation, it was not available. I'm sorry. So I shared the wrong presentation, but that contents are available here as well. But this is updated presentation. But don't worry, that points are also very important. Those are applicable as it is. But this part is not available, the previous presentation. Now you want to think about the what are the provisions available in the new procurement guideline. New procurement guideline means 2024 procurement guideline in Sri Lanka. New procurement guideline, chapter 15.1 focus about the sustainable procurement, right? But still we don't have a separate guideline for sustainable public procurement guideline and manual, right? So these days they are doing that part, but still we don't have a separate guideline or comprehensive chapter regarding the sustainable procurement. In future we will see. It is available in the guideline also. It's available in the guideline also. It clearly says, in future we will issue the separate guideline for sustainable public procurement. Now let's see what provisions are available up to certain level. What provisions are available in the new procurement guideline relating to the sustainable procurement, because most of them are also from the public sector. That's why I asked, so where are you working? Where are you working? Where a lot of them are from government sector. Even private sector also, they can apply these practices as it is. Even your day-to-day life, you can apply same practices. Even myself, I'm applying a lot of green practices, sustainable practices in my personal life also, right? I'm using rainwater. I'm using wastewater. I prepared my house, developed my house 15 years back by focusing the sustainable practices, right? Yes, I have separate garden in the rooftop. Vegetable, fruits, leaves I'm getting from rooftop. My organic compost hole is available in the rooftop. We never give even single waste to the local authorities to collect, but we pay the rates and taxes. But this is how we use, right? We can use, we minimum use plastic. So day-to-day life also you can apply the sustainable practices. That is what very important. You no need to do the sustainable practices in public procurement. Even each and every person want to think about this green and sustainable practices when they purchase something, not only the government. Not only the government. When you purchase something, at least if you can purchase something from small, I mean, poor people, they are selling something beside the road. So if you can buy your requirement from them instead of the shopping mall, it's also kind of sustainable purchasing. If you can bring a bag when you go to the shop, it's also kind of sustainable purchasing. If you can use food waste for some other purpose, It's also sustainable consumption. Even when you construct your small house, yes, think about that. Therefore, this is applicable for each and every people, not only the public sector, but public sector want to more think about when they take the decision. That's why public procurement guideline focus this area. Objective of this chapter: procure goods, works, and services considering economic, environment, social, and institutional aspects. Promote sustainable development while adhering to the public procurement principle. There are some public procurement principles. Number 1 is value for money. Number 2 is transparency. Number 3 is accountability. Number 3 is equity, integrity, equal opportunity, fit for purpose. There are a lot of principles. So then, if we can promote the sustainable development while adhering to public procurement principle, then that's why this kind of new chapter is available. Supports achieving national development goals. National development goal. That is national development goals. We have national development goals. Now, very recently, yes, issuing tissue bag. Some regulations were there. Some regulations were there, introduced. But I have seen some people blame. Whoever the person, I am not going to take. So, whoever the person take this kind of initiation, so we should. Otherwise, where are we? Even in Bangladesh also, I have visited. In Dhaka, what happened? There was a huge flood sometimes back. Huge flood. Then all the rainwater line, wastewater lines block because of this tissue bag. Number of days the flooded because of that block. Everywhere because of the tissue bag. At that time also, same lady was there at that time. She got the decision. This situation, she converted into opportunity. Then prohibited tissue bag in Bangladesh, Dhaka, that area. Hereafter, no one can use. You never believe today we don't have, but some outside area you will see. But in Dhaka, no. Right? So this is how they change. This is how they change. So therefore, it became a national goal. Now, they said to move to the paperless procurement practices. Even when we talk about the sustainable procurement, green procurement, you want to think about not only the product. We are talking about the green product, green material. Even your process also should be green. Your procurement process. If you are using huge paper bundles, calling for bids, that means what? You are talking about the green product, but your procurement process is not green. Right? You ask to provide number of copies, set of 2 copies, 3 copies, bundle of document. Our procurement process consume lot of papers. Even though technology is developing well, we are not ready to move to the e-procurement, e-marketplace, right? Still in Sri Lanka, you never believe in Bangladesh, there's a rapid changes today. Even Sri Lankan treasury people, if you need, you can ask. They visited few times during last couple of days to see their procurement system. We blame to Bangladesh, but there are good points are available in procurement. Yes, we are far behind. Far behind. Still, we are using paper-based procurement. Then, without doing changes to the system, we think only the what? Product green. Our process also should be green. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You can talk, you can argue. This is adult training, not the undergraduate. Therefore, very important. That's why I say we want to think about the real world scenarios, practical, especially in Sri Lanka and globally, especially in nearby countries, how they do it. Then procure goods, works, and service considering economic, environment, social, and institutional aspect, promote sustainable development while adhering to the public procurement, support achieving national development goals and SDG, sustainable development. Then other one is focus on life cycle cost to ensure the long-term value for money. Very important to think about the life cycle cost, or we say whole life costing. Some other countries, they use another word that is we known as total cost of ownership. What is the word?
Total
What is
cost
the
of
word?
ownership.
Total cost of ownership. What do you mean by total cost of ownership? It says when you do the procurement, don't think about the initial cost of investment. Initial cost. Think about the other cost related to this procurement in future. For example, you will purchase a, say, laser printer at low price. You are calling for bids for laser printers. Then you will compare the initial cost of investment. But when you look at the price of the ink cartridges, even though price of the machine is less, the price of the ink cartridges are very high. Very high. But we do not care about that. We take the decision only for the initial price. That is wrong. Therefore, what is best? Take your decision based on the cost per copy instead of price of the machine. Price of the machine. When you purchase a laboratory equipment to the hospital, calculate the price of the test, cost of the test, not the cost of the machine. Cost of the machine. Some machines are available. They are selling, some suppliers, they have imported at 15 million, but they are selling at 10 million. When I check the CUSDEC, custom document, CIF price is available, they are say 100, but they are selling at 50 rupees. Less than the imported price. Why? Why? If they sell this machine to the particular organization, they have a guaranteed business for spare parts and annual maintenance and the reagent and for the peripheral item. If they sell even small item glucometers at very low price, it will create the guaranteed business for at least 3 years or 2 years for scripts for that machine. Strips means what we use. Mama lecture එක mama lecture එක පස්සේ ගන්න. Right. See, some of them are giving free of charge. They say this is a donation. Then donation. Then they say we do not apply the procurement practices because of that is donation. Then you better to get the donation if the required peripheral items and the other maintenance costs are also giving as a donation. Not only the machine. People can say there is no procurement because of the donation. No, it's a procurement. Why? It creates the future procurement. Future procurement for what? For other things. Then sometime you better to purchase highest value machine, highest quoted machine than the less quoted machine. If you think about the future prices. Therefore, don't take the decision based on the initial cost of investment. Think about the life cycle cost. Even disposal cost also. For example, health sector, I am doing a lot of program for doctors, specialists. When we purchase a PET scanner, CT scanners, at the end of the lifespan, the big problem we have is what to do for this old machine. According to the health regulation, you cannot burn them. You cannot sell them as a scrap machine. If you are outside, when the outside people get that kind of machine, they will anyway repair they will use. It will create huge social hazard. If you sell them into the person who collect the scrap item, they damage the machine, get some part of the machine, they spread the radiation throughout the area. When you dig it, it will create the huge damage to the drinking water. Then huge problem. Is it sustainable? No. It will create the social hazard. It will create the environmental hazard. Therefore, what to do? Can we keep them with our premises? Then after 20, 30 years, the 50% of the hospital covered by the unserviceable ECG machine, then CT scanners, PET scanners, and other machine. So what to do? Nothing to do. Then what is necessary? If you go for total cost of ownership, when you call for bids, you want to say, at the end of the lifetime, supplier wants to get it back. Get it back. You no need to pay money for us. We pay money to you since you collect this, tell me that price also today. This price also should come to the competition. Therefore, we want to get the future cost for present decision. That is what whole life costing. Very recently, one provincial council is establish a sustainable energy projects in that province. It is in southern province, started by the Southern Provincial Council. Then they select the investor. I'm not going to wrong. It's good. Sustainable energy. We are talking eco-friendly, low cost. People are encouraging. Then what happened? Then selected the investor. The project period was, I think, 25 years or 20 years. Then they called for proposal to select the investor. They selected the investor who submitted the best proposal. Before calling for proposal, I asked, at the end of the project period, most of the schools and government entities in southern province, they will have a, what do you call that? Glass panels on the roof. Glass panels on the roof. Right? Then, if you want to start the new project, once again, we want to remove them. Removing of these glass panels, it's a different subject. Still, we don't have in Sri Lanka recycling process for removed glass panel of the solar system. Still, we don't have. And also, it's just like another huge cost to the repair to the roof. Then, when we take that decision, procurement decision, why we did not focus that part? That's also cost to the organization after 20 years. Don't think about these 2-3 years. Don't think about only my service period. When someone comes to the organization, they want to face this issue. Therefore, today we want to think about the future. Therefore, include disposal part also as a part of the contract. Then what is the issue arise? Okay, we can say everything. Contractor will say like this. Okay, we will do. Sometimes they will say we will do free of charge. We will do free of charge sometimes. So we charge this much of money, blah, blah. So then they will say it's cost to us, cost to the organization. Therefore, what is necessary? Sometimes when we come to the 20 years, we are not living really after 25 years. Then we don't know what happened, what decision we got. Our file also is not available. We know nothing about that. Contract also not available. Sometimes some projects are available, especially a sustainable energy project in Sri Lanka, even though they are giving the 20 years warranty, 5 years old companies are not available in Sri Lanka. Few companies are available. Some sustainable projects, energy project completely fail in Sri Lanka. Even in some hospital also. As a trend, even though we say this is. Then what is necessary? We implement the solution each and every month. They want to pay 1 rupee per unit. as a guarantee. This money we will put into the escrow account. That is we known as escrow account. I don't have time to explain the escrow account in public procurement to protect that kind of risk. Then if the particular person did not do that part, fund is available here, then we can cover that cost because funds are available in the escrow account. If the contractor complete that task, then we are fully discharged this amount to the particular contractor. This is how we handle. Therefore, this life cycle costing approach in public procurement is a very broad subject. But anyways, I hope to discuss as a separate lesson last session as how to apply the whole life costing for especially construction project and procurement of some machineries equipment according to the time availability. Let's see. But our guideline clearly says focus on life cycle cost to ensure long-term value for money. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right. So this is that's why I said we want to talk some real world example. Otherwise, I can complete this lesson within 3 hours, entire lesson. Just giving exma, read this para. So just I can read out each and every line and I can say, highlight this area. Those are the hints for the exam like that. No, learning this subject is completely meaningless. Just only reading without practical application. That's why I take some example. That's why I mention the name of some organization, not to name to them. Okay, so then what is necessary? I want to get 10-minute break. You can, during that, you can have a quick dinner also. No problem. I'm also very tired. Full day I had a lecture today. Once again, now at 7 o'clock, I started another lecture, this lecture. So I want to have a cup of tea, then come back by another 10 minutes. Right. Okay. Come to the topic. Now we discuss about the one provision available in the new procurement guideline in Sri Lanka. Then it says public entities, that means government organization, specially must consider, they want to consider when they take the procurement decision, life cycle cost of procurement. I'm not going to discuss again already. Environmental impact and including green procurement standard. Green procurement standard. Later I will tell you green standards and like that requirement. So green standards. There are some green standards. Some green standards issued by the ISO 14001. Some green standards, local standards are available. Some green standard, European standard. There are different standard labels are available at the moment. Then think about them. Then social and economic benefits to the organization, as well as society and to the economy. Very important, take that kind of consideration. Then especially products. Then think about what they are made of. Origin, production process, the transportation, and as I said, especially these days we are considering disposal part also. Disposal. It's also very important. Then budgetary constraints. Because when we develop this policy and the assessment, we asked treasury people also to come. So they said, okay, they are happy with the green, they are happy with the sustainable. That the problem is we have very limited budget. So the funds available here is at that time, sometimes back. Then they say to consider that part. So that's why the new procurement guideline also said, consider about the green is good, but cost is very high, too high. So therefore, as a government entity, sometime not, as I said, more this concept. But I don't say to go to that level. But I mean, price can be some up to certain level high. But in long run, it is not the loss. Then, why sustainable procurement is very important? The ensuring long-term environmental protection. Then promote social responsibility and equitability. Development. Right? Very important. Then encourage efficient use of public funds through life cycle costing. Through life cycle costing. Some organization they purchase, now they cannot run that item, use. Because why? Huge cost. Running cost is very high. Therefore, life cycle costing. Drive market towards green and society responsible product. Now even my organization, earlier organization leader. Earlier we purchased the plastic water bottle. Now at that time, we got the decision, okay, hereafter no plastic water bottle. We purchase a bottling machine, very small machine. And we purchase, I think, number of glass bottles, right? So then we have large scale bulky refill, what do you call that? That's a water supplier. drinking water supplier, he will bring large scale bottle, not the bottle can like that. It's very large scale. So then they fill, they we seal. So when we have a function and each and every classroom we want to allocate the water bottle, when the lecturer do the lecture, so they are tired, they want to get the water, then they will get it. Then no plastic. No plastic. If you have any function, when you ask a lunch, ask them to, your lunch box should be like this. No polythene, no, what do you call that, rigiform. It should be fully disposable. Why you cannot say? Then call for bid that product. Then each and every product prices almost same. Therefore, few example I told you. Very important. Then support national commitments to sustainable development goals. So then those are the things, new procurement guideline. In addition, 15.11, SPP, sustainable public procurement parameters will apply only after NPC introduce separate guideline and manual. As I said, at the moment, we don't have separate guideline and manual. Then NPC means National Procurement Commission will introduce new procurement guideline. Then they will issue different evaluation criteria for green procurements, different qualification criteria for green procurement, and green specification, and the green standard already published. Yes, in future. Then guideline will align with the government policy framework. It's within the government policy framework. Then implementation and monitoring mechanism will be developed by the NPC, National Procurement Commission. They will do, I don't know when they do, but in future. But even without regulation procedures, very important, you can apply green practices. Then what is necessary? Number one. Number one, if the cost is the problem when we apply, then you can introduce non-cost factors and cost factors. So if we follow the green, sometime it will badly affect the cost. Sometimes you can apply the green practices without effect to the cost. Then think about when we take the procurement decision, what kind of cost factors are available, what kind of non-cost factors are available when moving normal product to green product. That is number one. Number two, without circulars, regulation procedures, what factors we can apply? Without regulation procedures, we cannot apply these practices. So therefore, forget about them until guideline circulars are issued. Then non-cost factors without regulation, that means volunteer base. Some factors are available under these two categories. These categories are non-cost, volunteer. At least apply this practice in your procurement today. Simple. we discuss. This part, we discuss. All right. Once again, very quickly, we can say environmental dimension, green, eco-label, environment friendly, responsible procurement. So I think no need to think about this part as well. Already we discussed. Then environmental aspect. So what are the environmental aspects we can apply when we do the public procurement? Number one, before we start the projects, it is very important in case of civil works project to do a EIA, environmental impact assessment. Most of projects implemented without doing that. Therefore, EIS is very important. Then economic cost benefit analysis, not just cost analysis, economic cost benefit analysis. That is broader analysis, not just economic analysis. Then you can consider, you can encounter even social benefits also as a return to the project. But your organization will not get that benefit. But people who are living in the country will get benefit. It's not sometimes benefit to you, but it's benefits to the society. That benefit also consider as a benefits of the project. I have a lot of example stories, but the time is the problem. Think about when you take the decision. That is what we say economic cost benefit analysis, not just cost benefit analysis. Sometimes tobacco industry is more profitable as a business. Yes. Tobacco is a distillery is a more economically favorable projects. But it will create huge hazard to the society. And tobacco cultivation create a lot of problem to the environment, water resources. So then think about it. Then environmental scanning at least is very important. Then eco-friendly design, especially some of them are available, I mean, in the construction industry also. Then when we develop a proposal for turnkey project and design and build project, most probably these kind of projects we evaluate based on the points, technical proposals. When you develop your proposals, if you can allocate another column, another row to give some more points to what? To the suggestions for monowada. Energy efficiency. What are their energy efficiency suggestions? What are their other water efficiency suggestions? Likewise, if you can give more point for them when they submit their proposal, you will get additional 20 points, or you will get this much of points based on your innovative ideas on sustainability. Then they will try, oh my God, if I want to get this contract, definitely I want to incorporate this kind of best solution for their design. Then when you do the evaluation, automatically they will come first. Therefore, we want to include this kind of requirement, our bidding documents. That is very important. Eco-friendly design, eco-friendly materials. Then environment audit, green audit is very important. It's a part of the procurement. Then when you develop the proposal, you can ask waste management strategies. Then you can allocate some points. Then they will get new ideas for waste management. Then whole life costing. As I said earlier, this is a separate subject. I am not going to talk about the whole life costing. So that means life cycle costing. Don't take the decision based on the initial cost. Then green label and green standards. There are different green labels are available at the moment. Then we want to understand what are the green labels, what are the green standards. Then green evaluation criteria. We want to develop green evaluation criteria according to the nature of the products, industry. Some green criteria we can include like other evaluation criteria.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
What are the green labels?
Green.
Labels.
It is available next lecture. In the next lecture. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Then green label and green standards. Very important. Then economic aspect of public procurement. What? Promotion of regional production sector and SME sector. Now even construction industry also. Newcomers to the industry is very low. Yes. Sometimes they don't have a qualification. Why? Why? They take the contract through another upper grade SIDA registered contractor sometime. Then they will get the contract. Sometime they will ask the margin. They will give this contract to some other person, latter person. The real player is the latter layer. But profile will update. Others profile. I mean, the already they are existing in the market. So without doing doing the construction, they can upgrade their profile. But the real person is the real player. He is working under others' registration. So this kind of things are going on. Because when we do the evaluation, we highly include very tough criteria. The contractor should have 10 years experience. During that 10 years experience, at least 5 similar contracts to be completed. Through this criteria, the limit the competition, only few people can come to the competition. That few people will get the contract. Behind the scene, there is another person he will do the contract. The experience is available, really experience with them, but they cannot come to the competition. They cannot prove. Is it clear? Therefore, what is necessary? Regional production, regional construction, SME sector, small and medium enterprises, they also want to include the government procurement system. With the US aid assistant, one organization I did the presentation how to do that. Social inclusion, how to improve the social inclusion in public procurement. Because other people cannot come. Even you can see, even rice industry also today, it's happened. Rice industry. Only few people, they can control the market. Not only rice, even other products also. So therefore, what is necessary? We want to think about these issues, and there are some solutions. I'm not going to talk about how to do that. We can do arranging some union, like not the union, like that small suppliers get together, create the one, a point unit to supply the product to the government. Then promoting local economy. Local economy means rural, not the urban. Then generation of employment and wealth, green job. Now people are happy to get the green job. Organic products. They are ready to purchase. The brand is the important thing. Branding. Right? That is very important. Stimulation of innovation and improvement of the market. So likewise, there are a number of economic aspects of procurement. Social aspect of public procurement. And bribery and corruption free. Bribery and corruption free. Bribery and corruption has become a headache to the procurement. Then sweet shop. Sweet shop means some suppliers are available. Now, according to the, in case of, say, any project under, say, BOI, at least if we can have a BOI project, BOI company, garment factory or whatever the factory, they say, do you have a washroom for the workers, separate, ladies, gents, enough number of years? Do you have a, say, restroom to change their dress when they are leaving? අපේ මේ ක්ලීන් කරලා වැඩ ඇරලා යන මිනිස්සු ක්ලීන් කරපු යුනිෆෝම් එකෙන්මනේ බස් එක යන්නේ. At least no place to change their dress. There is no place to sit down. Staircase එකේ වාඩි වෙන්නේ. Then, in case of large scale, some of them practically we know. There are small children, kids also after nursery. So they bring them to the workplace. No place to sit down that small kids. So they want to sleep, no place. At least can we allocate some place to get rest and feed? When I was in Slida, I can remember. So these days, a lot of girls are entering into the public sector. At that time, I'm talking about the 5 years back, 5 years, 6 years back, years. I have seen some girls recently recruited to the SLAs, accountants, planning, engineering, whatever the service. So just after 12, 30, just they run to the, vehicle park. Sometime their mother is available, they bring the kids to feed the breast milk. But that girls, they are watching surrounding area and whether the other people are seen, then go to the whatever the place. So then they are feeding. Why we cannot actually construct this small feeding room? How it's improved the value of the service? Small 2-3 chairs we can sit in. Sometime if the mother want to keep the kids also some few minutes, so they can. So that inside the vehicle, under the tree, behind the toilet, why we do that kind of unethical practice? So therefore, what is necessary? When we do the procurement also, we want to think that kind of things. Our supplier should provide that kind of services to their laborers. Because of that, even your price is little bit high. You are a real human person. Your price is little bit high because you concern that kind of values. Therefore, we purchase from you even though price is little bit high. This is how other countries compare the price. Compare the price. That's why I said the production of Rana Plaza completely stopped by the US market. We don't need your clothes. At least you do not maintain this. Agree, your product, price of the product is low. Quality of the product was also good. But today we can see tears of the poor people. The low price margin means that tears. This is how other countries see. Likewise, occupational safety and health, bad working condition, consider child labor, minimum wage rate, even minimum wage rate today also we do. Then promotion based working condition. So likewise, we can incorporate them into our procurement system. Can. So therefore, those are very important social aspect. This is not already discussed. So as I say, some eco-labels. There are new eco-labels are available, very recently published, green label. I will discuss with you labels later. So actually, what are the labels available at the moment? Some of the label issued by the National Cleaner Production. Then some of the labels issued by the Green Building Council. some of the rating system issued by the ICTAD, SIDA for works, goods, services. Is it clear? Some internationally recognized labels are available. So there are a lot. Later we will discuss practically what labels we can apply. Some green labels. Why labels are very important? When we procure something, you cannot say your product should be sustainable, your product should be green. They will say, yes, our product is green. Then we say, how do you say your product is green? How to prove? They will say, no, you can come and see how we are doing. No. It should be recognized by accredited body. It should be recognized by accredited body. Otherwise, when we do the procurement, when you say the green, they say yes, green. Now, when you go to the shopping mall, say whatever the supermarket, there is a place, it says a green corner, then you will see some vegetable, other things. Their prices are high when compared to the other stalls. We say, why? No, this is organic, sir. This product is completely green, organic. You can use as it is without washing as well, sir. They will say. Then they say this is green. We don't know really this is green. Why? There is no label, green label, accredited by accredited body. Is it clear? Therefore, before we start the green procurement, green labeling and green standards are very important. Otherwise, we cannot apply a lot of green practices in our public procurement. In our public procurement. That's why we are highly concerned about the green label and standard these days. I was in that committee also. Unfortunately, I'm very busy with some other works, appeal board works and a lot of works. So therefore, my direct involvement is very less these days for labeling purposes. But anyway, this is very important. This part already we discussed, whole life costing part. Then what is necessary to a country to implement the sustainable procurement practices in well? So we can discuss this requirement under 3 levels. Just can you go through, can you read these 3 levels? I will come by 1 minute. Just read this. Yes, what you can say? This picture says to implement the sustainable procurement in a country, there are key enablers. Those requirements are necessary. To develop any procurement system in a country, listen to me very carefully. Public sector alone cannot do it. Public sector, in case of public procurement, we say that is demand side. Demand side means public sector. When you talk about the public procurement, demand side is public sector organization. When you talk about the just procurement, demand side is customers, public sector organization, and other countries, other people, even ordinary people also. When we talk about the public procurement, the end users are public sector. They are the buyers, really. They are the customers. Together, we can say they are in a demand side. Then other side, manufacturers, material suppliers, service providers, contractors. There are a lot. They are the bidders in procurement. They supply. They supply. Therefore, we say that side is a supply side. Therefore, in a procurement system, there are two sides. What is that? What are them? I'm talking. But what are them? To have a procurement system, we need two sides. What? No one is there? Gayan? Yes.
Purchaser and seller or something, sir?
No, not the purchaser and seller. This professional word is what? Supply side and the demand side. Two side. Supply side, demand side. If the supply side, demand side is not ready to procure green product, if the demand side is not ready to, if the demand side is not ready to go for green, go for sustainability, most probably market, or we can say supply side, will not enter to the sustainable product, sustainable procurement. Therefore, what is necessary in public sector? That demand side should stimulate the supply side. They want to create the demand from supply side, from supply side to demand side. Therefore, the success of the sustainable procurement is especially with the public sector. If you do not care about the green product, green label like that, suppliers are not ready to, because why? My God. So it's very costly. So ultimately we will get the huge loss, because why? People are not asking. It is a demand driven situation, not the supply driven supply chain. It's a demand driven supply chain, especially green products, sustainable products. Therefore, what is necessary? There should be a country level strategies. As a country, as a policy, government wants to get some initiative. What is necessary? Number one, political support. Political support. In Bhutan, I teach for Bhutan officers. In Bhutan, develop the green procurement policy and green procurement guideline. The first day, most of their king and they came and they presented to the green procurement guideline to them, and they highly concerned about the green. Even cutting a tree, they consider is a killing a dog who loudly tamed by them. එක ගහක් කැපුවොත් එයාගේ ගෙදර ඉන්න pet මැරුව විදියට තමයි consider කරන්නේ. If a person cut 7 trees, it's similar to killing a llama. ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ ඔළුවේ තියෙන එක මම මේ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට. ලාමාවරයෙක් මැරුව වගේ. හරියට අපේ හාමුදුරුවෝ කෙනෙක් මැරුව වගේ. So then people are love environment. So therefore, political support is there. Political support is very important. Then public procurement policy, we want to redesign, or at least we want to develop separate guideline and manual. The policy is available at the moment. We develop, myself and some other person. It's approved by the parliament as well, not the parliament cabinet. That is very important. Then sustainable public procurement policy framework is very important. It is available. Framework also developed. If the time is available, I will show you. Then sustainable standards and eco labels are very important. Then who is responsible? SLS, National Green Production, Green Council, Building Council, SIDA. So there should be some standards, certain level available. Then other one, even though everything national level is available, if your organization is not ready, if you cannot change the thinking pattern, it will not work. Then top management support is very important. Then there should be a people appetite to adopt new ideas. Alut විදියට හිතන මිනිස්සු හැදෙන්න ඕන. Appetite to adopt new ideas. Then capacity and training. Then you want to say, we want to build up what? How to develop the green evaluation criteria, how to develop the green qualification criteria, what are the existing green label, then how to develop the green proposal, how to implement the whole life cost, include the whole life costing approach in bid evaluation. Then even though guideline is, even though people says we know nothing about the green procurement, we don't know how to implement them, then it will not work. Therefore, it's very important. Then other one is, now these two layers are ready. That means this is what demand side. But the supply side, still they are sleeping. No green products. They do not produce. Then our effort completely dead. Therefore, what is necessary as a contractor, supplier, service providers, they also should be ready. They will start if we start. Then availability of greener products. Then industry capacity to embrace innovation. Then institutional mechanism to support SME sector encourage කරන්න. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ස්පෙෂල් soft loan දෙන්න ඕන. ඒගොල්ලෝ මේවට machine ගෙන්නවනවා නම් duty free දෙන්න පුළුවන් ගෙන්නන්න favor එක. Soft loan, duty favors, or sometime grace period. So we will give a loan. So then you want to pay back after 5 years when you get success. That kind of instruments are very important to encourage the small industries. So therefore, to implement this sustainable procurement, this is necessary. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Forget about this slide. මේවා මේ research කරලා මේ කරන්න පොඩි පරණ research එකක්. This is a kind of little bit all research. It's a global review එකක්. That's why I put this in information. There is no any global review after 2017. What is necessary? What you can say when you look at this, still this is applicable as it is. Then what you can say when you look at the survey results. Anyone can explain something about this? What is the message given by this chart?
Specification and the need identification is the most important in the procurement.
In the procurement to implement what?
Sustainable procurement.
Sustainable procurement. The success of the sustainable public procurement system is depend on most probably the two main requirement is need identification and the development of requirement and specification. So if you prepare a green design in case of construction, yes, same. Do you recommend the green material? Do you recommend the energy efficiency items? Specification and the requirement. That is the initial stage. Then initial stage should be very, very green focus. Then need identification. So therefore, other area also important, but most important thing is, so during the initial stage, very important, identifying the real green requirement. That is up to you. Up to you means up to the demand side. Demand side. We want to say, we need green. We need green. We need green. So other sectors are also important. But the next one is supplier development, means, as I told you, even though we are happy to get, if the products are not available in the market, once again we move to the normal goods. At the same time, very important. Yes. Green product should be available in the market. Green material should be available in the market. Alternative material to the timber should be there. We want to see the beyond the inside. Beyond the inside. So no need, we discussed this. So this is okay. I think everything we can understand. Identification of needs, specification, identification of needs, very important. Then specification, very important. Then evaluation and qualification criteria, so very important. That means our documents, very important, should consist of green specification and green qualification criteria, green evaluation criteria, or sometime pre-qualification based on the green. Then we do the evaluation. The people must be able to evaluate the bids. The technical evaluation committee, bid evaluation committee, they have a competency to select the right green product rather than just comparing the low price to recommend. Even though price is a little bit higher, we recommend this because of the green. Auditors lab දැනගෙන ඉන්න. So if they issue a audit query, they purchase highest items even though low prices are available. What to do? Therefore, green auditing also very important. That's why I said green auditing, sustainable audit, not like traditional audit. The low price is the best price කියන යන කට්ටිය audit කරනවා නම් බෑ වැඩේ කරන්න. ලේසි නෑ. Then contract management, that part also very. This is what we need. This is already discussed. Then this is very important. This is the framework we want to think about. To have a sustainable procurement practices well in a country, we need 4 main requirements. Number 1 is leadership. Then regulatory bodies are necessary. Regulatory bodies means there should be a regulatory bodies issued the new sustainable procurement guideline. That means National Procurement Commission. And also there should be a accredited bodies to issue the green label like ITI, SLS and other organizations, accredited bodies. There should be accredited bodies to develop a bidding document aligned to the sustainability like SIDA, FIDIC, and the NPC, National Procurement Committee. Then other one is capacity building. Then you need more training, practical training, case study based learning, how to practically apply sustainable practices into public procurement, how to evaluate the proposals, how to develop the evaluation criteria, qualification criteria. Should have a capable people in your procurement unit. For that, what is necessary? There should be a government bodies like SLEADA and other organization, universities. They want to include them into the curricula. They want to introduce new training program. When I was in, I did a lot of programs regarding this area. Even I asked some foreign consultant also. I include separate module for my courses. Sustainable procurement. That is necessary. How do you know that? Then other one is compliance and oversight. So even though we issue the green label, some manufacturers, they may abuse that green label. Sometimes almost similar fake label are available. You know, in Sri Lanka, if one person genuinely get the green label, almost similar label will produced by some other organization without any accredited body. Then they will put that green label even in what you call that non-organic products also, non-green products also. Then customers mess up. They are panic. They cannot identify what is good like. So therefore, what is necessary? There should be another organization to punish them, to get the legal action against them. And sometimes government entities also will do that bad practice sometime. Then there should be an oversight like Auditor General or sometime other commission like that to oversight the compliances. That is very important. Therefore, these 4 requirements are very important. For that, what is necessary? Number 1, sustainable procurement policy is very important. And also separate guideline and manual or separate chapter in sustainable procurement to be there in the procurement guideline and manual. Aligned to them, there should be a recognized body like SIDA and other organization. They want to revisit the existing bidding documents, incorporating sustainable procurement criteria. This will become a level 1 document, that is policy document. This will become a level 2 document. This is what procurement guideline and manual. This will become a 3rd document, level document. That is what bidding documents. This is how we want to do that. This is the big picture of the sustainable public procurement. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I did my presentation based on references and my collective information. Those are the documents I went through to develop today's presentation. All right. Any question? So what we discussed today?
Sustainable procurement.
Do you agree with my comments?
Yes, sir.
You believe can we apply public green practices, sustainable practices into day-to-day work up to certain level?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can. We can. How do you think? I mean, මේ කරන විදිය හොඳයිද?
Oh, sir. හොඳයි.
Right. Okay. So then I will wind up my session. I think we have another one day. I'm very busy, but anyway, I said I will do these 2 lessons, 3 lessons. Because very few resource persons are available. I know not easy to find. With practical aspect of green procurement, I'm familiar with the subject because the policy is developed by myself, assessment is done by myself. I'm doing a lot of green procurement for some other countries, especially Timor. Now I'm applying these practices in Timor-Leste, Bhutan. Okay, we will see next day.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay,
Good
thank you,
night.
sir. Good
Okay.
night.